Hi, welcome to another video. I'm here just to really quick kind of talk about the Simpsons Family Guy crossover that happened this weekend. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Even though it wasn't really a Simpsons episode, it was really just a Family Guy episode with Simpsons characters in it. Because I watched it and I noticed some of the jokes and the violence went way too far. Matt Groening would never go that far, like the infamous joke that was getting a lot of criticism about Stewie, and like that would never happen in The Simpsons. And then the fight between Homer and Peter, I liked it. I thought it was really good. It just got a little bit too violent, I thought, towards the end, where Peter was about to like impale Homer Simpson with some kind of spike thing, and I'm like, that would never happen in The Simpsons. It was all for fun. It was all fun and everything, but I thought it was really great what they did. Brought it in. Even had that joke in there if you watched it, where they had Peter and Homer like as World War II fighters, and they're like it's like World War II fighters, and then Bob from Bob Burgers pop up behind them, and he's like, Peter Griffin's like, or Homer Simpson's like, what's he doing here? And then Peter Griffin's like, oh, we have to carry him because he can't fly on his own. And it shows like Cleveland from Family Guy's getting shot out of the sky, like, because his show did not last. And I thought that was really funny. And then it had an American Dad joke. It brought in the alien from that show, Roger, when it showed King and Kodos in the episode when Peter and Homer were fighting. And it didn't really go too much into detail with Marge and Lois, and there wasn't any much of a storyline. They were just in the house, and I thought there was some funny storylines that could have went on there, but it was only an hour-long episode. I think they could have gone an hour and a half and made this a big thing, but I guess that they chose not to do that. And then there was a whole story with Peter and Chris losing Santa's little helper, which cliched thing. They're walking him, and then they lose him, and then he shows up at the end. And then the storyline with Meg and Lisa was pretty entertaining. It was basically Lisa gets determined to find something Meg's good at. Well, the thing she's good at is playing saxophone, and she outshines Lisa, which leads to jealousy. And, that was entertaining in certain ways, but again, not really expanded on too much. And then finally there was the Bart and Stewie thing. Well, I mentioned earlier that one joke, and then it gets a little bit sadistic there because Stewie decides he's going to defend Bart because he gets picked on by Nelson. So what does he do? He kidnaps everybody that picks on Bart, and then locks them in his garage, and then shows Bart these people like Principal Skinner, Jimbo, and Nelson tied up, and then at the end of the episode, Bart's like, you're sick, you're just sick. And then I think he also kidnaps somebody else. I can't remember who. It was like Sideshow Bob, Jimbo, Skinner, and Nelson, and some other non-threatening person, just because he thought it'd be funny to tie him up. It was Mo or somebody. But, yeah, it was a pretty entertaining episode, I thought, apart from those things. And then, what else? And there was a whole storyline. The whole storyline basically was the Griffins end up in Springfield because Peter becomes a cartoonist, and he makes an offensive cartoon comic strip, and then that leads him to flee. That's happened in Family Guy before. He does something stupid and they have to flee town, like the episode where they end up in the Amish country, or what was that other episode? Or they end up in the backwoods area. That was really original. They've done that before with Family Guy. And what else did I like about this, or didn't like? What else? There was a scene in there where, the whole thing that leads to Peter and Homer getting into the fight is that Homer accuses Peter of stealing from Duff. He says that Pawtucket's ale is like garbage, and that leads to their big fight at the end, because it turns out that there's this big lawsuit, and then Peter's going to lose his job, and then Homer tries to apologize. I'm sorry, you're going to lose your job, without trying to fix it, and then that leads to their fight. And then that was entertaining, like I said, but little too violent. So overall, the episode was really fun, I thought, but it wasn't really a real crossover because it didn't bring both minds of each series. It just had the Simpsons characters in there, and then they had them doing Family Guy jokes, where that doesn't work because Matt Groening doesn't go that far. I mean, as much as people give the Simpson crap, I mean, I don't know why that is. I mean, I still find it funny from time to time, but I think people are way too hard. It hasn't been funny in 15 years. I'm like, there are some pretty good episodes, but overall this was a really good episode, I thought, and probably will never see anything like this between them. I hope that they would do like a follow-up where maybe the Simpsons end up in Quahog and we see how that happens. Maybe they'll do a... See, this episode was called Simpsons Guy. Maybe there'll be a... The Family or something. Episode. You never know, it could happen. I'd like to see it happen. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Remember, if you like this video, to subscribe, like, and share.